Okay. Okay. So, this will be my first YouTube post. Uh, I apologize for the incredibly poor quality. My laptop cost $79 and it has an internal microphone. So, you know, that's what we got. I'm going to be translating this article from Orwellian into plain English. So, Antonin Scalia, Supreme Court Justice, dies at 79. Alright. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, the leading conservative voice in the High Court, has died at the age of 79, a government source and a family friend told CNN on Saturday. The way to read this sentence would be that this guy died, and some random dude in the government and an unnamed supposed friend told CNN, and, no police, no named police are involved with this statement, no named family. So a government source and a family friend were apparently in charge of relaying that. Interesting. His death set off an immediate debate about whether President Barack Obama should fill the seat in an election year. Obama said Saturday night that he plans to nominate a replacement. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the nomination should wait until the next president comes into office, while top Democrat henchman Harry Reid called for the seat to be filled right away. Of course he did. Of course. Another way to read this paragraph would be Barack Obama was trying to capitalize on the fact that this guy died, and he still got some time left as president. So why not nominate a guy real quick? Mix it up. Put a nice little socialist in there. Alright, Scalia died in his sleep during a visit to Texas. A government official said Scalia went to bed Friday night and told his friends he wasn't feeling well. He didn't get up for breakfast on Saturday morning, and the group he was with for a hunting trip left without him. Oh, okay, so he was in Texas for a hunting trip, and a government official said that Scalia went to bed Friday night. Yeah. I mean, I guess presumably his friends told the government official, but CNN didn't bother to ask his friends. No. We'll just go with whatever the government official said, because they have no reason to lie. The government official said it. It's true. The government official is more important than what his friends think. He speaks for them. Well, someone at the ranch went to check on him and found him unresponsive. Okay, so a nameless person found him, and he was probably already dead at that time. The U.S. Marshal Service is helping to arrange for his body to be returned to his home in McClellan, Virginia. An official told CNN not to investigate his death. Well, I'll come back to that sentence. That's an interesting sentence. There will be no autopsy performed, a source familiar with the case confirmed to CNN. The decision for no autopsy was made by both the family and the Texas Justice Service, the source said. Marshals were not at the resort in Texas where he died, but were called there after the fact, a law enforcement source told CNN. Marshals help supplement security for traveling justices, but apparently not very well. Alright, so an official told CNN not to investigate his death. That's suspiciously not Orwellian at all. That's just plain simple English right there. A shadowy, nameless person told CNN, don't worry about it. We got this one. Just look the other way. We're gonna sweep this one under the rug real quick. There will be no autopsy performed, a source familiar with the case confirmed. So they're not going to perform an autopsy, according to some guy who, again, nameless. And this nameless person says that the family didn't want it, and the justice precinct wanted it. Interesting. And the marshals suck at their job, and I'm not even sure if they do that job. I thought that Secret Service was in charge of protecting people like this. I don't know. It's very strange. It's just a weird sentence. Like, the marshals were not at the resort, but they're in charge of protecting them. Okay, good job, marshals. Presidio County Judge Cinderella Gravella. I don't know. I probably said that really stupid, but I don't really care. Pronounced Scalia dead over the phone Saturday afternoon. Interesting. According to the Washington Post, Rivera told the Post she made the determination after being assured by law enforcement at the scene that there was, quote, no signs of foul play. What? I'm not too familiar with how investigations of death are done, but I bet they probably do that all the time, where they make a determination of death over the phone. Because what are they going to do? They're going to send a doctor to every house with a dead guy in it. I mean, this guy was a Supreme Court justice. I would have sent a doctor to the ranch, just to be sure. But that's not as suspicious as it sounds. That over the phone, they probably have to do that all the time. There's not that many doctors. People die all the time. Are you going to send a doctor to every dead man's house? Alright, Guevara spoke with Scalia's private physician in Washington and learned the 70-year-old man had several chronic conditions. Well, of course he did. He was fucking 79. He was having health issues. She told the Post based on her conversations, Guevara determines Scalia's heart stopped beating. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if he's dead, then his heart stopped beating. Excellent determination there. Some wonderful reasoning. I wonder how she figured that one out. It wasn't a heart attack. How the fuck would you know, man? I mean, this person's over the phone. I understand that it's not necessarily suspicious that she's over the phone, but if they didn't do an autopsy and she wasn't there, how the fuck does she know it wasn't a heart attack? I'm not a doctor. Maybe a doctor will see this one day and you can post and cure me of my ignorance, but that seems weird to me. He died of natural causes. Yeah, okay. In a statement, Chief Justice John Roberts said he and other justices were saddened to hear of Scalia's passing. Only they definitely weren't, because he was a giant stick up there. He was an extraordinary individual and jurist, admired and treasured by his colleagues. His passing is a great loss to the country and to the court and the country he so loyally served. I know how to read, guys. I know how to read. We extend our deepest condolences to his wife, Mallory, and his family. Obama called Scalia's son, Eugene, to offer his condolences to the entire Scalia family. Wow, he called his son? Deputy White House Press Secretary Eric Schultz said. Man, I definitely would not want to talk to Obama right after my dad, who was certainly the opposite side of the political spectrum and probably shit all over every law that Obama wanted to see not shit on that made it to the Supreme Court. But yeah, okay, alright, he talked to his son. Maybe told him to shut the fuck up and there's not going to be an autopsy. I don't know, he probably didn't say that. He probably didn't say that. No, probably not. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Alright, Scalia's death in election year sets up a titanic confirmation tussle over a successor on the bench. The already challenging task of getting a Democratic president nominee through a Republican-controlled Senate would be made even more difficult, as the fight over Scalia's replacement will likely emerge as the dominant theme of a wild presidential election. I mean, there's a lot of unnecessary words here, but nothing deliberately misleading. At least not that I picked up. Speaking while on a presidential trip to Rancho Mirage, California, Obama vowed to nominate a successor to Scalia, who he called a towering legal figure. Man. Okay, Obama. Vowed to nominate that. Alright. I like the quote from Obama, a towering legal figure. That was a very nice way of describing him. And also, it was a nice way of describing him as powerful and also an obstacle for him, right? Just how? It's in my fucking way. This guy was big and he was in the way, and now he's dead. There will be plenty of time for me to do so, and for the Senate to fulfill its responsibility to give that person a fair hearing and a timely vote, Obama said. There are responsibilities that I take seriously, as should everyone. They're bigger than any one party. They're about our democracy. I mean, it will slow down the court. I mean, the Supreme Court is slow as fuck already, so it's not really going to matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, hypothetically, yeah, one court justice down. I'm not sure about the procedure, but I imagine that they're not allowed to see cases with just 8 justices, because what happens if it's 4-4? They waste all their time. Earlier Saturday, McConnell at Kentucky, a Republican, called for the vacancy to be filled after Obama's presidency. The American people should have a voice in the selection of their next Supreme Court justice. Therefore, this vacancy should not be filled until we have a new president. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, it's sort of reasonable to go both ways. I mean, I understand that Obama's not trying to do it for the American people; he's trying to do it for his own political agenda. But I could honestly go both ways. I see good reasons for doing it now and doing it later. But Reid, who represents Nevada, called for the seat to be filled right away. Of course he did. And he represents Nevada. That state's never been known for corruption. That's a very nice place. With so many important issues pending before the Supreme Court, the Senate has a responsibility to fill the vacancies as soon as possible, he said in a statement. It would be an unprecedented in recent history for the Supreme Court to go a year with a vacant seat. Feeling, oh yeah, I guess it would exactly be a year, because I don't think, even though they get elected this year, I don't think they're actually technically president until about February. I think there's a lame duck period where dude gets to stay president even though someone else has already been elected president. I believe that does end in February, so it's like exactly. It wouldn't even surprise me if it was the same week. Alright, this article is really long. I don't know what else in here is interesting. I do really apologize for the sound quality. I know it's quite bad. You've probably heard my airplane take off. It's that internal microphone. Oh, here we go. Let's read Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. The totally unexpected loss of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia is a massive setback for the conservative movement and our country. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I know that there's shitloads of leftists out there who are like, oh, Scalia's the worst. He's terrible. He hates babies and gays and just wants to eat everyone alive. But that's kind of bullshit. I mean, I'm not a great legal scholar, but I do know that Scalia was one of the only people in the Supreme Court who believed that the Constitution was written with a lot left out for a reason. They didn't say things not so that we could make lots of laws up later. It was kind of so that we just wouldn't have that many laws. People could kind of be free and do the things that were reasonable, But whatever, living Constitution is clearly the philosophy that's going to move on in the future. So just be a little bit worried about that number 1 and number 2 amendments. Those ones might be up for grabs. Alright, I'm going to end the video. If you watched, thank you very much. Well, I guess you would have had to have watched. That's a stupid way to end it. Alright.